In 1204, during the Fourth Crusade, a group of crusaders attacked and seized the city of Constantinople, which was the capital of the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire was a powerful Christian empire that had been a major player in the Mediterranean region for centuries. However, due to internal conflicts and pressure from the advancing Ottoman Empire, it was weakened and vulnerable at this time. The Crusaders, who had originally intended to attack Muslim-controlled territories in the Middle East, diverted their attention to Constantinople and launched a surprise attack. The city was pillaged and looted for 3 days, causing significant damage to its cultural and religious treasures, including the Hagia Sophia Cathedral. The Crusaders established a Latin empire in the city, which lasted for about 60 years before being overthrown by the Byzantine Empire. The Fourth Crusade and the sacking of Constantinople is seen as a controversial event in history, as it was a Christian-on-Christian attack, and caused significant harm to the Byzantine Empire, one of the most important and influential empires in history. In 1918, during World War I, the Royal Air Force, RAF, was formed in the United Kingdom by the merger of 2 existing military air services, the Royal Flying Corps, RFC, and the Royal Naval Air Service, RNAS. The RFC had been responsible for the operation of military aircraft on the Western Front, while the RNAS had been responsible for air operations from the Royal Navy's aircraft carriers and seaplane bases. The formation of the RAF was a significant development in the history of air power and military aviation. The new organization combined the best elements of the RFC and the RNAS, creating a single, unified air service that was better equipped to carry out complex air operations. During World War II, the RAF played a critical role in the defense of the United Kingdom against German bombing raids, and was also involved in a wide range of other operations, including strategic bombing campaigns against Germany and the development of airborne radar. In the post-war era, the RAF continued to evolve, playing a key role in conflicts such as the Gulf War and the NATO intervention in the Balkans. In 1924, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, was formed in Canada through the merger of 2 existing police forces, the Royal Northwest Mounted Police, RNWMP, and the Dominion Police. The RNWMP had been created in 1873 to maintain law and order in Canada's Western Territories, while the Dominion Police had been responsible for federal law enforcement across the country. The creation of the RCMP was a significant event in Canadian history, as it established a national police force that was responsible for law enforcement and maintaining public order across the country. The RCMP's iconic uniform, which includes a red serge tunic and broad-brimmed Stetson hat, has become a symbol of Canadian identity and is recognized around the world. In 1936, a civil war broke out in Spain between the Nationalists, led by General Francisco Franco, and the Republicans, a coalition of left-wing parties. The conflict was characterized by brutal violence, with both sides committing atrocities against civilians and prisoners of war. After 3 years of fighting, General Franco's Nationalists emerged victorious in 1939. On April 1 of that year, Franco declared the end of the Spanish Civil War, announcing that his forces had triumphed over the Republican forces. Franco's victory marked the beginning of a long period of authoritarian rule in Spain, with the general serving as the country's dictator until his death in 1975. During this time, Franco implemented a range of repressive measures, including the suppression of political opposition and the persecution of minority groups such as the Basques and the Catalans. In 1948, the Soviet Union, which controlled East Germany, blockaded all surface traffic into West Berlin, which was controlled by the Western Allies. This was part of a larger effort by the Soviet Union to exert its influence in post-war Europe. In response, the Western Allies launched the Berlin Airlift, a massive operation to airlift supplies to the people of West Berlin. The airlift involved thousands of flights by cargo planes, which brought in food, fuel, and other essentials to the blockaded city. The operation was a major logistical challenge, as planes had to take off and land in rapid succession on limited runways, and the planes themselves had to be unloaded and reloaded quickly to maintain the flow of supplies. Despite these challenges, the Berlin Airlift was ultimately successful in providing vital supplies to the people of West Berlin. The operation continued for over a year, until the Soviet Union lifted the blockade in May 1949.